Whitney Houston.
Dance.
Wow. What you watching?
Hey, welcome to What You Watchin'.
Another episode of What You Watchin'.
What you watching, and what are we watching?
Well, today we bring to you something very different.
Yes.
Sort of.
Same, but different.
But we thought that this is certainly appropriate for our empty
demographic.
nesters nation.
Yes.
And I don't know if we've told you, but we were recently in Hawaii. And there's always stuff to watch on the plane. And we both ended up watching this without even
Which was weird when we were sitting next to each
noticing
other.
it. Yeah. And it's not an old movie, it's a year old.
Yeah.
But we ended up watching it and we thought,
This was really, really interesting.
and it's called
No. Oh, I want to dance with somebody. I want to feel the heat with somebody. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's Whitney Houston, I Want to Dance with Somebody. And the interesting thing is she died 10 years ago, and there have been
Seriously?
4 movies about her. One was an authorized biography, one was an unauthorized biography, one was a Lifetime special that focused only on her relationship with her daughter, Bobby Christina.
Mm-hmm.
And now there's this one, and this one was produced by,
Clive Davis.
well, Clive Davis, her cousin,
Oh.
and the people who own the estate of Whitney Houston.
Oh, really? I didn't know it was her cousin, too.
Her name's Pat Houston.
Really? Interesting.
Yes.
And what was it called? Oh. It's going to be 3 in the morning. You're going to get up, go to the bathroom. I'm going to go, oh, I want to dance with somebody.
Okay, speaking of that, the other night, I got up to go to the bathroom, and we've shared our sleeping saga with you.
Poker
I
face.
guarantee there will be so many comments from women about their empty nester husbands snoring.
All right.
Anyway, and I got up to go to the bathroom, and I can't remember what you said to me. You said like,
Are you awake?
and I said,
I just have to go to the bathroom.
and then I heard,
3 a.m.
no. I didn't say what time is it. I said, I'm going to the bathroom.
Hey, I'm hearing.
3 a.m..
I'm hearing impaired. I'm hearing impaired. All right.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you. I've been physically abused in the ear.
Anyway, so we digress once again. So I want to dance with somebody. Whitney Houston.
Dance.
Anyway, so one of the things that surprised us was her relationship with her best friend.
Yeah.
And then the fact that her dad sued her for $100 million.
Yeah.
Her dad sued her.
Right.
And at the time that he died, she still wasn't speaking to him and she did not go to his funeral.
No, he was kind of an idiot, though. I mean, I have to say, one of the things that I thought was so interesting is as the story progressed, she did the Star Spangled Banner, the national anthem, at the Super Bowl. She'd kind of had a dip, right? And then that was kind of one of her first things when she was coming back, right? One of the things that I thought was really interesting was she was pushed to do this song, and they called it the Impossible Medley. And it was I Love You, which is from Porgy and Bess. Mm-hmm. Then it was I'm Telling You I'm Not Going,
Which was from Dreamgirls.
which was from Dreamgirls. And then I Am Nothing. Those 3 songs together. And she said that it was, in Whitney, quote unquote, said it was like climbing Mount Everest without oxygen. That's how brutally difficult those 3 songs were together as a medley. And it was pretty interesting.
Well, and there was a scene where her producer was pushing her.
Yeah.
She's like, I can't do it. And then she did it.
It was
And they both celebrated. But I have to read this one quote because I thought it was really amazing. It said that any musician who ever stood behind her during her performances would often note that this small frame of hers could magically expand. The way Whitney Houston could hold that ballast of air, combined with the force with which she could sustain the high notes and add vibrato, was majestic.
I'm sorry, was what?
Majestic. But she was amazing.
She was
And
amazing.
one of the things that was great about this particular movie was that because they own all of her songs, they could do songs that other shows couldn't do.
Mm-hmm.
And then the actress who played her is actually British, and her name was...
She is?
Yeah.
No way. Naomi Ackie.
And the whole time I'm watching the movie going,
She sounds exactly like Whitney Houston.
so it was Whitney's music, but this Naomi Akins had every breath. She knew every breath,
It was amazing. So what they did is they overlaid the breath within the song of
Yeah.
Whitney's song. Anyway, what else did you like about it? It didn't go into a lot about her daughter.
It didn't go into her daughter. It didn't go into her drug use. It didn't go into Bobby. It kind of went into Bobby getting married.
They talked about it, though.
They kind of brushed over it, and I think that's why the critics called it a puff piece.
Right.
Because I can remember we all lived it. I remember seeing her on shows, and she was so skinny, and she was kind of whacked out. I remember thinking at the time, how could someone so talented be so messed up? And yet we were talking afterwards, and we're talking about Michael Jackson, Judy Garland, Elvis.
And died at a young age.
Died at a young age, taken advantage of by all the people around them in their inner circle, and how they were just tormented and yet so ridiculously talented. It's kind of a sad situation.
It kind of reminds me of the old studio actor days. Kirk Douglas and Cary Grant and all these people who were studio actors that were employed by the studio, and they just worked them. I'm doing another movie, another one, and they crank them out. And it's kind of the same way she was raised as she kind of got her first deal with Aristo, right? With Clive's company.
Was that his name of his company?
It is.
I mean, she was so talented. And so I thought it was a great movie to watch on a plane. I would probably watch it at home.
Yeah.
But more than anything, it was nostalgic for us because Whitney Houston was part of our era. And
I enjoyed it. I'd watch it again, my litmus test, as you know. But I'd probably give it like a 3.5.
that's exactly what I would give it. I wouldn't watch it again because I've seen it. And
If there was nothing else to watch, I would probably watch it.
I would watch it for the music alone and the
Yeah.
fact that she was just such an amazing talent. And she was part of our culture. She was part of us in our formative years.
Well, thank you for watching. Please subscribe. Please hit the like button. We really appreciate it. Comment below if you were a Whitney fan, if you've had a chance to watch this, and let us know what we should be watching, and we'll watch it, and then we'll let you know.
Yes,
after
that's
we
one of
watched
the
it.
things that I think that we've kind of let down on because people like suggest movie stuff and we haven't been watching it.
You guys suck!
Let's update the list.
We're going to update the list, and then you know what we'll do? We'll take a screenshot of it, and we'll post it, and we'll show everything that we watched so far to date and what people have mentioned and thrown out.
That's a great idea. And you know
Right.
what we started doing? We tried to do giving people our empty nester gift boxes to people that recommended, and then we watched the show. And there were only a few people who responded.
Basically, put it in the comments, and we watch it, and we end up reviewing it. We'll send you an empty nester prize box. Anyway, have a great week. We'll see you next week on another episode of What You Watchin'. Yeah, what you watching? Oh, I wanna dance with somebody. I wanna get a beat with somebody. Yeah. No. Dance.
Wow. Wow.
God.
This is what we live with.
Dance.